every goal that you don't achieve is because of an excuse. Think about that. So recently I was listening to internet guru Frank Kern talk about his own business, and he was saying that years ago he had started a subscription program, which he has one now that's super effective. But way back, like 8 or 9 or 10 years ago, he started one, and the going got a little rough, and so he abandoned it. And he's like, that's never going to work. And in hindsight, he thinks, what would that look like now if I had just stuck with it? It would have made tens of millions of dollars by now. And I find that so true for me in my business in a lot of ways. There have been so many things I've started. I had a retail store one time. I've had inbox interiors. I've had my consulting business, my design business, and different parts of all of those that I have started and stopped, masterminds and various kinds of things. And what is it that makes us stop something that if we had given it all of our attention, we might already be where we want to be financially? Well, the thing that stops us are excuses. So as Dr. Wayne Dyer always said, don't believe everything you think. And this is so true. When it comes into our mind, it seems like the truth, but the reality is they're just thoughts. And excuses are just thoughts that will derail us every single time. So what do you do about it? Well, you have to become aware of your thinking. It's totally a mindset issue. And if you can learn to see and write down and acknowledge the thoughts you're having that are derailing you, those excuses, and make a strategy to think differently, that's when you can stay on track. In fact, we do have the ability to choose our thoughts every single day. We can choose every thought, believe it or not, if we wanted to, and there's thousands of those a day. Now that would be a little excessive, but when we're thinking about our goals and we're trying to move in a direction to have financial freedom or time freedom, choosing our thoughts wisely is the key to actually making this happen. So if awareness is key and what we're trying to become aware of is our excuses, it's good to know that we all kind of are creatures of habit. There's some categories, if you want to call them that, of excuses, like the genetic excuse, okay? If you're trying to lose weight and you're like, well, my mom's thighs were big, so no wonder mine are. Well, the reality is maybe they're that way because of what you're eating or that you didn't go to work out, right? An excuse. Or there's the I've always been this way. I've always been a night owl. There's no way I can be a morning person. Yet there are thousands of people who've trained themselves to be a morning person because it's more productive. And then there's the I don't care anymore excuse. And that's the one that comes up when we're afraid that we're failing, right? We're feeling vulnerable. It's looking hard for a minute. Maybe it's not working. So we're like, I don't even care anymore. I never wanted to do this anyway. This was a terrible idea. So there's those excuses. And then there's the everyone else is doing it excuse. This is the one that we remember from our childhood or the teenage years, right? Everyone else is doing it. Why shouldn't I? But maybe it's not going to get you to your goals if you're thinking that way. And then finally, there's the I've never been able to, or I've never been good at excuse. Like I've never been good at public speaking, or I've never been able to get a handle on my finances, or I've never been able to save money. That never been able to excuse will really hold you back in a big way. So if you can start to become aware of which excuses you use all the time to stop yourself, to quit, to procrastinate on your dreams, that's going to be the first step in getting you from where you are, which is a whole lot of quitting, to the other side, which is a whole lot of achieving. So if this idea of excuses is resonating with you, if you think you've been using them for years, well, guess what? I dig way deeper into this in one of my podcast episodes. So check out the DesignYou podcast, the episode on banishing excuses, and I'll help you get to the bottom of the excuses you're using in your life. Thanks so much for watching today, and I'll see you again really soon.